Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yoshifumi Yamaguchi. I'm from Tokyo. Today, I'm going to talk about better mobile experiences with the AMP. Have anyone heard about AMP? Could you please raise your hand? Oh, one, two, really few. Thank you for the people who raised your hand. So before starting my presentation, this is the link to the URL where I listed up the whole URLs mentioned in this presentation. So you don't have to take a note of or take a photos of the all URLs shown in here. So please remember only this URL. Then you can get all the URLs in this presentation. Okay. So before introducing what is the AMP, I'm going to talk about the background of why the AMP was created. So there is some study that says if the loading time of the web pages takes more than 3 seconds, 3 minutes too long, 3 seconds, the web page may lose 40% of the users. That is really huge because 40% is more than the 1/3, and then it's really huge impact on the user acquisition or user retention. So in order not to reduce the number of users, the website are always trying to improve the mobile experiences. But in the world, mobile experiences is tricky because these improvements tend to be up to the webmaster's decision. And those improvements tend to be more design-focused ones, so-called responsive design. And then that's it, because the changing the mobile website into the responsive design is really tough work. And then the improvement of the speed is really tough from after the responsive design improvement. So let's think about the use cases. Okay, so this is the some sitemap of some website, such as news site or e-commerce site or any other stuff. So the website used to usually have the top pages, the entry page. Then news site may have the category pages like international news or sports news or economics news or those kind of categories. And then each category pages has links to the each article pages, or in the case of the e-commerce site, each category page is like a men's t-shirt or women's shoes, has the links to the each item pages. Then I call this article or item pages as the leaf pages, because this if you see this as a tree, this may be the tree leaf of the tree. And then leaf pages tend to be really static pages. So the most of content is really static, and then other than menu drawer or some other features, most of the contents are static. So if you think about the speed improvement, loading speed improvement or rendering speed improvement on these static web pages, do we have to write a lot of JavaScript? So that is the context of AMP was introduced. So this is the quotation from the official AMP Pages blog post, Accelerated Mobile Pages Project blog post. So Accelerated Mobile Pages, AMP project, is the open source initiative that comes out of the discussions between publishers like news sites or other media sites, and technology companies like us or someone like you about the need to improve the entire mobile content ecosystem for everyone, the publishers and the consumer platforms and creators and users. So this is a quotation. So the AMP is the technology for whole public, so that's kind of the static page publishers. Then I would say sometimes the AMP is the technology for the SEO, the search engine optimization. But I would say that AMP is just a framework to optimize the loading speed or rendering speed of the static pages. So this is the template of the AMP HTML. So as you see, it doesn't have any JavaScript. So if you see here, this is the application LD.json. So this is just a JSON data here. And then you don't see any script tags using the JavaScript inside this. Well, this script tag is calling the cdn project org v0.js, but this is just loading the JavaScript. And then I think that is why, because this template doesn't have any content inside the document body, but that's not. So AMP HTML specification do not allow the JavaScript inside the HTML document. So this is because of this really strict restriction, AMP achieves the better loading speed and rendering speed in static content, static web pages. So I start talking about what is AMP. So this quotation, the why AMP is fast, is the title of the blog post, which is written by Malte, the tech lead of AMP project. And that blog post lists up the 23 points to improve the web rendering speed or web loading speed. But if you read whole of that blog entry, you think that blog post is not saying that how you can make the web faster, but how you can make the web not to be slow. So the implementation of the AMP framework is following this philosophy. So I listed up some from the blog post. The blog post says, with the limited HTML subset, the renderer of the browser don't have to calculate unrequired things. And also lazy loading and async loading or pre-rendering and pre-fetching, pre-loading stuff make the fast rendering faster. And also reducing layout cost and the rendering optimization boost up the rendering speed. So let's drill it down into one-to-one. So AMP has the strict limitation. Some tags are not allowed in an AMP HTML specification, like frame or frame set or params or embed or input text areas or select an option. That kind of form-like tags are not allowed. And then some tags will be replaced with the custom elements. For example, in this case, AMP IMG, the image, is used instead of the image tag. This is because a normal image tag loads the content synchronously, but if you use the AMP IMG tag, then the content inside this tag will be loaded lazily. So the fast rendering will skip the rendering of the this image at first time. And also, as you see, AMP add or AMP analytics handles the all add or analytics stuff. So in AMP, the JavaScript is really restricted, and then that can be written inside the custom element, and then that works only inside a custom element. So if you want to achieve something dynamic, then you need to pick the custom element provided by the AMP project. Then, then you can just use those kind of custom element inside it. And also, there is another strict restriction, that is styling. So as you see, in this template, you only see that the style tag here, and then also you don't see any external styles. So you cannot load the external styles because external styles requires the round trip time to fetch the style sheet file. And then also, it requires time to understand what is written inside the style files. And then also, the styles will be defined with the combination of the other styles written here or in another external styles. So project just prohibited the use of the external style sheet, and then just allows the developers to write the all styles inside this header style tag with the AMP custom attribute. And then also, in order to reduce the rendering or layout calculation, the developer has to set the width and then height attribute in any custom element, because if the tag doesn't have these kind of size-related attributes, then the browser renderer have to calculate the size of this image after fetching the image file. So it takes time to calculate the layout. So in order to reduce that kind of first rendering time, the tag has to be with the size attribute. And then with these strict HTML, AMP HTML spec, the AMP HTML, the static AMP HTML pages will be really, really fast. But not only fast on loading on the rendering. With the AMP cache server, AMP pages get more faster, much faster. So let's think about the use case that some users in Australia access to some mobile pages provided from some companies in North America. So in a normal case, the user access to in order to access to, in the case that the user have to access to this page, the round trip is going to be like this. But in AMP pages, in AMP project, we provide AMP cache server. So if the AMP page is valid in terms of the AMP HTML specification, then AMP crawler will cache that AMP HTML pages on the AMP cache server like this. So if the AMP page is valid, for example, the AMP page is provided this user is valid, then that AMP pages will be cached here. So this user can directly access to the cached content. So the round trip time to take that, to fetch that the AMP pages get more shorter. So that's why AMP gets more faster in the case of the static pages. Actually, though the Washington Post is introduced in a previous session, Washington Post also introduced the AMP pages in their website. And then before introducing the AMP pages, it took 3.5 seconds for the fast rendering. But after introducing the AMP pages in their websites, the first view got 400 milliseconds, so more than 8 times faster they got. This is really huge. And then I just introduced this part. So this picture is the AMP pages end-to-end life cycle. So what I have introduced so far is this part. So publishers create the AMP pages following the AMP HTML specs, and then if these AMP pages are valid, then AMP crawlers will cache the AMP pages on the AMP cache servers. Then the platformers like us or other platforms like Twitter or Pinterest or Feedly or Hatena Bookmark in Japan can utilize these cached content on their services. So, for example, in the case of the Google search, we link the cached AMP content on our search results, and then if the user tap this result, then AMP viewer launches, and then it will be immediately shown on the mobile browser. In this AMP pages, the tags for ads or analytics or other third-party extensional content are used. So the ads revenue here in AMP pages will be back to the publisher. So the AMP ecosystem doesn't break the existing ecosystem of the web as well. So that is really important part of AMP. So this is the screenshot. So if you see this AMP page icon, then the web page will be rendered in less than one second. So if you want to try this kind of experience, please access to your mobile browser, and then access to the Google mobile search. Then if you type some top news like what's happening now, I don't know. But if you access something like Trump in US or something, then you see this kind of AMP pages on the mobile browsers. Then I have been introducing the what the AMP is like, but now I'm going to show how to make the AMP pages and how to publish AMP pages to the public. The steps to publish AMP pages is written in the create your first AMP pages and official AMP pages official website. Then that step is really few, only 5 steps. The create AMP HTML page and check the validity of that AMP HTML. Then check the structured data embedded in the AMP pages. Then link between existing canonical web pages and the AMP pages just created. Then observe Search Console if those AMP pages are cached or not. So this is the template of AMP HTML. So you can start from here. So it has title, and then it has the link to the canonical pages, and it has the structured data to summarize the article or summarize the page. And this is called AMP.js, AMP JavaScript. So this JavaScript handles the behavior of all custom elements. So this is really important to do. Then you can put everything inside a body tag. So the importance of this is that if you follow the HTML specs, you can write the pages definitively. So you don't have to write any JavaScript. And then all the speed improvements will be done in this JavaScript. So you don't have to take care any speed improvements by yourself. If you can just follow the Amp를 HTML specs and then make a static pages, and then all the speed improvements will be done by Amp projects. So that is really useful way to speed up the static pages, not the dynamic pages, but static pages. And then Amp JavaScript comes with the validator, so developer can confirm the validity of the created web pages on accessing the page with the fragments development equal 1. So you can launch the local web server and then access to that HTML file, Amp HTML file. Then in the case of the Chrome, you can launch the dev tools. Then if you access to the console, then you see this kind of messages if the Amp page is valid. Otherwise, you see the number of the list of errors in the console. So what you have to do is that once you finish creating the Amp pages, just access to this validator, then check if there are no errors. Or if you have any errors, then you just try debugging these errors one by one. Then try to see these good messages. Once it got fine, then you publish it to publicly. But still, you want to confirm if it's valid or not. So there are online validator or Chrome extension validator as well. So you can access to validator.ampproject.org, and then you just put the URL to the Amp pages here. Then you see a lot of errors if you have. Or you can just install the Chrome extension. Then if the pages have some errors on the Amp pages, then the icons shows if it's valid or not. The usage is the same as the local validator. Then if you got the no error messages, then you can go forward to the structured data validation. So structured data is not required, not mandatory in the Amp pages, but if the pages have structured data, then it gives the more useful data to search engine or some other third-party curators. So I recommend you to put the structured data inside the static pages. The static data can be validated in a structured data testing tool, and just put the URL of the page and then just press the button. If there's no structured data failure, then you see all good this green icon. If you have any errors, then you see some red icon here, and then you see what is wrong in this JSON viewer. And after you done with the Amp validation and then structured data validation, then now you can link the canonical pages and Amp pages. So imagine that you have the PC page and the mobile pages, and then mobile page that have the link to the canonical tag to the PC pages. Then you put this kind of a relation. So you created the new Amp pages, and then you put the link to the canonical link, canonical link header from the AMP to the PC page, and then PC page put the AMP HTML link tag like this to the created AMP pages. So how it works is that if the crawler comes to the PC page, then the crawler realizes this AMP HTML link, then try to access to the hyperreference target here. Then the crawler find the AMP pages, then validate the AMP HTML spec. Then if it's valid, then these pages will be cached on the AMP cache server. Then you see how many pages are cached on the Search Console. So there is the menu with the AMP mobile pages, accelerated mobile pages. Then you will see the graphs of the number of cached or number of errors you have. So far I have been introduced what is AMP and also how to make AMP pages. But AMP pages, as I said, AMP pages is for the static pages. So if you are creating some more dynamic pages, or if you are really progressed, if you're using some progressive web app-like technologies in your application, how you can combine that PWA and AMP. This is the topic. So we have AMP has AMP install service worker tag that enables the AMP pages to install service worker in the user's browsers. So the source attribute defines the path to the service worker itself, and then data iframe source is the link to the HTML pages, which has the JavaScript which installs the service worker. The reason why this is required is because AMP pages will be cached on the cache server, and then with the restriction of service worker, it doesn't allow the third-party domain service worker into the browser, so that's why you need to do that. But anyway, this does well, and then you saw the demo of the progressive web app of the Washington Post use cases, but also the AMP pages of Washington Post has the tag, the AMP install service worker, that installed the service worker of this page. So if the user navigates to this PWA pages, then you can start the really fast mobile experiences. So please think as the AMP as the entrance pages for the users who come from the search engine or the curating service. Then and PWA progressive web app as the main hall of your mobile application. So please try this pages later. So that's it. So AMP pages is really a good way to start the optimization of the static pages, but that is not all. So please refer to this document, and then please find the philosophy behind this project, and then I hope you guys will make use of the AMP HTML well. Thank you so much.